Good afternoon, folks. This is Connie speaking from CCAA Shopping Nova Iguaçu. We are about to start one more talk show. In fact, it's our sixth. And because English is not the only importance here, we mind about the students in a broad way. We always bring students more than just methodology and classroom English. We want to bring them an opportunity to see life through English in different ways. So you guys, I hope you get the opportunity, because we are going to bring to you today a person that, just like you, young, started traveling and discovered a profession and became successful without even imagining English had opened this door, okay? That's what we want to bring to you. More than the English stuff in class, we don't have any intention of making you professionals in any area and deciding what you're going to do in life, but we want you to be able to recognize when a chance is beyond you, right? Today is like our first talk show, I would say, because this talk show was inspired by the mall and CCAA. And we always wanted this bond between both companies, right? And today we have a person that represents the shopping mall. And more than that, you that had been asking, this time we have a woman with us. We always interview men, and you were always, don't we have a woman? Don't we have a woman? So guys, help me welcome our special guest, as if we had our first talk show, the Shopping Nova Iguaçu marketing manager, Thaminne.
Hey everyone, how are you guys?
So Thaminne, be welcome. Thank you very much for your availability here with us. Okay, we are gonna begin with some common talk afterwards, if you don't mind. We are gonna open for interaction with the students. Okay. We have talked about some of the topics, but they don't know. So let's try to bring to them the news you brought me. And I was impressed. You can't imagine what is beyond you today, guys. Well, Thaminne, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Nova Iguaçu. I'm from here. I'm marketing manager 2 years, the first time I came here. And I become marketing manager like I always dream about it. Mm-hmm. I studied ESPM. I think I can't just talk about my life, right?
Sure.
I studied ESPM, you know, ESPM and the center, and studied there for 2 years. And then a cousin invites me to do some crazy in my life and go to Europe. But I never, ever in my life could imagine to go to Europe because I didn't speak Spanish. She invites me to go to Spain. I didn't speak another language as English. But why not?
You see the courage.
I just...
You backpacked in Europe.
Yes, but
how was this way? She invited you, and you went there.
She invited me to go to Europe to study and do some stuffs for her. I stay in Spain about 6 months. I started to study Spanish, but it was too expensive to be there. Europe, you know the difference about the conversion, real and euro. And my cousin just asked me, why you don't backpack? It's not too expensive. You can just travel around Europe, meet people. And then I said, why not? I just came to a friend of us, leave my stuffs, brought a backpack, and start to travel.
But would you say this why not was you said you had no idea what
No.
to expect
At all.
but were you anxious to get there? Was it energy that you had? Did you have any dream? What was there any focus?
Not at this time, actually.
Was it a mere adventure?
Was just an adventure.
How courageous.
I was around, I think, 20s, in the 20s, alone, by myself. And I'm 32 years old. So at this point, we don't have like mobile to talk to your mom all the time. You don't have FaceTime. We didn't have, right? It was too difficult. But
You went anyway.
I did it. Yeah.
Did you feel homesick?
No.
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 So you see.
I feel like home all the
Oh,
time.
really? And what made you feel so comfortable out
In-
there?
oh, oh,
Because you didn't have the language, you didn't have a goal.
I don't know how to say that, but if you are Brazilian, they felt like, oh, you're very nice. And the English, it was something that helps me, because if I didn't have the English, I didn't know how to speak Spanish, as I said. I didn't know how to speak another language, and the English helps me to meet
Communicate.
people, to communicate, to go to the countries that I choose. And then I started to backpack.
You went to Amsterdam.
I went to Amsterdam, and then I meet Amsterdam and France. Start by Paris, travel a little bit by there, and I fell in love by Paris. France, it's a place.
Everybody
that,
falls in love. It's
And it's kind of it's funny because French people don't speak English at all. They don't like it. And I was there speaking English, like, oh, could you help me? I want to take a picture of that. And he was like, no, I don't speak English.
exactly. Yeah. And did they speak this in English?
Yes.
No, I don't speak English in English. But,
Yes.
but they are that sympathetic, if I could say.
And so, as I said, I fell in love, and I called my mom. I want to live here my whole life. And she was like, are you crazy? We don't have money. You just go there to spend like 6 months, and then you called me and said you want to live there now for your whole life. I was like, yes, I'm gonna study here.
And you did.
I did.
Yeah, this was something that, guys, this is very important because it was in the south of
In
France.
the south of France.
And she's going to tell you better because I would like you to tell them about being the only Brazilian in the place, wasn't it?
Yes. In the
And
university.
besides being France and in a university that was French, you had to speak
English.
English. So, and she just said French people don't like to speak
No.
English. So get this, tell them.
The problem is that if you start to study there, and I choose to study business, you must speak English, because business is a career that's you can use you can find around the world. If in Japan, in China, you have to speak English to do business.
It's kind of an international
Yes.
career.
And when I start to look for a school, I study at Schema. It's the fourth business school in France. It's very known. I was there and then did all the application in English because it's the business one. How is that? It's the same as you see in the movies. You do the form, it's a letter, and you do, why do you want to study here? Why do you choose the schema? And I did all the application. Hi, I'm Thaminne, I'm from Brazil, I just came here, I just backpack, I don't speak French, but I want to live here. And I just count my story. And something was very important at this time. I did a TOEFL. And it helps me to study business because I had the certification that I studied in English in Brazil. It helps me. They like my story. And then I did the business there. Was very difficult because, as I said, it was not easy to study abroad, have no friends. I don't speak French. At this time, I had to learn that. And all the people around the world, if you study business, and in the schema, you have people from China, from Amsterdam, and the English is the only way to communicate with them. So you have so much cultures and so many people, and you have to speak English all the time.
Right. It is, and I don't know if you know, Thaminne, but our students, by the end of the English course here at CCAA, they take the TOEFL. It's mandatory. And I don't know exactly, but guys, you know, now much better than what your teachers tell you in class, why TOEFL is so important, you see? When I was talking to Thaminne in the beginning, she said something like, Connie, I will be in the talk show, but I don't use much English. Nowadays, in my job and my work, I use mostly. You speak French.
Sometimes
when
French.
you
Yeah. Because here it's my business. It's from Shopping of Gosui, from a place, entrepreneur, a company. I will speak French.
Entrepreneur.
Which is from Canada, and the play in Canada, you have Ancar Ivanhoe. It's from the culture. It's how to say it's civilized from French people. I don't know.
it was, you mean colonized?
Yes.
Colonized.
In Canada, that's why they speak French there.
All right. So when they come here and you ever have to have a presentation,
Yes.
it's in
in
French.
They
Yeah.
feel more comfortable. They can speak English, but if you say like, "Oh, I speak French," oh, very nice. They feel more
Yes,
comfortable.
they prefer. And then she told me, I don't use much English. And along our conversation, when I was discovering more about her nice experience, I came to the conclusion that without English, she wouldn't have opened these doors,
No.
maybe. Or if so, it would have been much more difficult. You, in the beginning, you said you started from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't speak Spanish, but you already had some English.
Yes. Here.
Right. And when you decided to study English before that, what did you have in mind? Was it that kind of stuff that mothers say, go and study English? Or Yeah. So
Yes, my
tell-
mom just say you must speak English. You must do the TOEFL. I was like, okay, okay, okay. And I never imagined that like 15 years later, I was in France, and the TOEFL would help me to
sta- to
to
study
start.
abroad.
Yes,
In fact, you wouldn't study abroad without the TOEFL. It's not.
wouldn't.
Even if you didn't have it, you would have to find a way.
Yes, because I didn't speak any other language, just English.
So it was English, and I guess you concluded that together. Me, the day we talked, said, "Yeah, I hadn't thought about this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
really." So, guys, by the way, because it is May, Mother's Day is around the corner. Listen to your mom when she tells you study English, because when she listened to her mother, I don't know if at a free will. Okay, mom, I'm an obedient girl, but she went there and she benefited from that. So, talk about family. How was your family composed back then? When you are you the only daughter?
Yes.
An only
For my
daughter
mom,
going
yeah.
to Europe alone without the facilities we have nowadays. Can you tell us a little
but
how?
I'm the only daughter from my mom, and that time my mom was fired. Was very tough, very tough. But thanks God that I have another mom who live now in Cambridge, and she helps me to to pay my studies abroad. So my life was not so easy. I'm not like very lucky one, but she is my second mom. She's blonde.
In appearance, she
Green eyes.
doesn't look like you,
no, but she's my mom.
but
my
in
heart,
soul,
my soul.
in
mom.
soul, she.
Yeah.
And how did you meet her? I was so curious about this. How did you meet this mother in
No,
Cambridge?
she's the cousins of my mom. She's my second cousin.
Ah, right. And she
She's
gave you
from-
all the support you
Yeah,
needed
yeah.
there. But I mean, you told me you never planned to be a marketing manager, and it just happened. Even though you don't see yourself doing any other thing.
Yes.
She never planned this, but she says she only knows how to do this. Could you tell us a little about this start? Because it was you were in a kind of internship, wasn't it? How did it start?
Yeah,
Back?
okay,
You told me something. You had an opportunity. You took the opportunity, and this grew into
Yes.
the occupation you have today. Could you?
When I was there for 1 year, I had to decide to come back to Brazil to continue my studies or stay in Europe. But Europe at the time was in crisis, such as in Brazil now. And I called my mom. I would say like, I'm gonna come back to Brazil because Brazil, Europe was in crisis and Brazil was growing. Was
Economically
the-
speaking,
yes.
it was a better moment here.
And then I decided to come back, continue my studies here, come back to ESPM, and I applied to some internships to get some money because my mom was fired. And I passed to 2 companies. Xerox, that it's most known. It's a huge company. And BR Malls. I thought like, what the is BR Malls?
What the PPP is.
And I don't know, I feel like I have to go there.
Even not knowing what it was?
No.
Or did you check first?
No, I checked the website. I heard something about marketing in the mall. You do some events or do some productions. It'll be easy. No.
Nothing like
Wrong
that.
question. But was something.
It was the way you started then.
Yes.
And how did you get here?
I've been at BR Malls. I worked there I worked that for 2 years around. I work at Recreio Shopping. I don't know if you guys know. At Recreio. And then they invite me to go to Shopping Tijuca. It's most known. And then another company from mall invites me to change place, and then I came to be marketing coordinator at Grande Rio, Shopping Grande Rio, just close to here. I stayed there for 5 years, and then they invite me to come here to be marketing manager.
Just great. And we were gifted, right? We had a
No.
gift when she came here. We know the good work this shopping mall is having around here. I'd like to ask you 2 more questions. One of them could be in the end. I'd like to know, what is something you would say, I can't die without doing it? I have to do this in my lifetime. Is there anything?
That's a difficult question.
You
We
have
didn't
never
talk about this.
thought about that?
That's a new one.
Yeah, if you don't have, because some people I want to keep this kind of profession. I want to buy something. I want to travel somewhere. There is something I have to do in this. There isn't anything that you.
Nowadays, I'm very satisfied with my work, because I work for purpose. You know, the company make me do something that really matter. I can help people. We do a lot of social stuffs, and I know the shopping, shopping of Iguaçu makes difference in life for people around. And
you are heading this somehow.
yes, heading with a great team.
Great, great. What is your message for our guys?
If you want something, really, if you feel that you have to go, you're willing to do, just go for it. Because sometimes you think like it's not gonna be easy, it's difficult, it's tough. But you feel, you just feel that that's something that I can have to go it and go for it. Because, how do you say, you have purpose, you don't do the stuff because, sorry, you don't do this stuff because someone told you to do it. Do it what your heart say to you.
See? Listen to your heart. And now we're going to open for a little interaction with the students, if you don't mind. Guys, the microphone is yours. Enjoy. Okay? She still has much to tell you.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Milana. Nice to meet
Hi.
you. I'm planning to do the college, the university in other country,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to know your experience with having to leave your family behind. How did you manage with that? How did you handle this topic?
Was difficult because, but nowadays I think it's better because you have FaceTimes and stuffs. So I have family
Ah,
in Cambridge, and I talk to them all the time, and you feel like home because you know when I'm mother-in-law of my cousin's son, and I know when he goes to party and go to school, and it's easier,
mhm,
I think,
okay.
even to convince your mom.
No, she agrees with me, but I'm thinking that will be really difficult to me. That I'll suffer a lot. I will leave everyone behind, you know.
You are the only one, as
No, I
I
will
am.
go with my cousin, but still, it's going to be
It's difficult.
difficult for us.
Hello,
Hello.
my name is Dan. I wanted to know what were the difficulties and how you managed to overcome them for you as a woman in this industry. And not only in this industry, but living abroad, of course, away from your family, facing something's wrong. Okay, facing another culture and maybe facing sexism. How is for you as a woman, and what can you tell, especially the girls here, how to overcome the fears and whatever may come in front of them? And that's it. Thank you.
Um, when I think about it, all the things that I did, I just feel like you were crazy because when I was by myself there, I didn't even stop. You know what's that? You know, guys, stop. Uh, what? Gotta I did I got a ride by myself, and I'm a woman, and I was crazy.
And did you face any prejudice for
No,
being a woman there?
never.
Or maybe when you came back here to be in the position that you are right now as a manager, as in charge of whatever that you are, and did you face, prejudice? And if
Never.
you did, how did you overcome it?
Never, 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 never. But sometimes a friend of mine faces some bad situations, but you have to just, how to say, it doesn't matter if you are a woman, and just face the demands and some situations that makes you felt this uncomfortable, and I never face it, but I think it's hard. Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. A lot of questions.
Hi, and I want to know if there is something that you did in your life that you regret having done.
Yes.
What?
No. Maybe it's not regret, but I think, and if I never come back to Brazil, if I hadn't come back to Brazil,
You would regret.
something that sometimes I ask myself about it. And if I stay in Europe, and if I stay there and start to work and do my studies there, finish my study there, doing life there, what couldn't happen? It's not a regret, but it's a question in my life. Okay.
Hi, I'm Marcelo. Nice to meet you. If you had the possibility to live in another country, like you said France, you liked how much the France, you would like to live there?
Yes.
Yeah?
That's why sometimes I ask myself about why I come back, and if I stay there, what would happen? That's why I have
see.
this question.
Uh-huh. I see. Thank you.
So guys, no more questions. Thank you very much for your participation. I'm very happy that each talk show we have more and more questions. I was sure this would be a great moment since they wanted a girl here and you are from the mall, you have many things in common with them. Thaminne, I want to thank you very, very, very much. I know you are a very busy person, but you separated time of your work to be here with us. I would like to know if you have any consideration to make before we finish, or
No. I like I like so much for this moment. I hope I didn't. My English not very well, but I think it would be okay, right? You you got it.
yeah, sure.
I'm a kind of nervous, so it's more difficult if you're here and you have to think in English and speak in English, and you guys look at me all the time. So,
But you're doing great because
Thank you.
it's really difficult to be in the spotlight. And even teachers that are in class, when we come here, it's more difficult
Yes.
to really. We sometimes, oh my God, and now the words escape, and you guys will see that. But I guess a great message we got here today. She said, listen to your heart. Don't let anything stop you. If you ever fear, don't look behind, look ahead, go for your goals, right? And I would like to share with you something that reminded me of her way to the top, which is your mind functions better when it is open, like an umbrella. That's what she's bringing to us here. And I had asked Dan to bring a part of the song Umbrella, you know, because just to make a metaphor here, our mind works better when it's open like an umbrella. And do you remember who sings this song? Rihanna. And she says umbrella, and what does she say? Ella, okay? So she's bringing this message to us. Thank you once
Thank you.
more. Thank you, Marcelo, for having
Thank
brought
you.
us the idea, right? And you guys, one more time, join us next time. People that are watching us, thank you for the audience, for the ratings too. This is Connie speaking from CCAA Shopping in Nova Iguaçu. Tune in and come with us to our next talk show this month already, yes? But the last Wednesday of this month, we're going to have one more talk show. Don't forget, our talk show is not something pedagogical. It's something just to talk, interact, and make English flow, okay? Thank you very much. See you next time.